Hello, it's David O'Loughlin, your local Mayor of the City of Prospect, welcoming you to the brief summary of the Council meeting for Tuesday the 28th of November 2017. Coming into the home straight through the end of the year, we had an enormous agenda this time with many items on it. Reading the agenda papers, if you do want to do that, there's nearly 850 pages in the agenda, so many attachments, but please make sure you read the bit that you're interested in rather than wade through all the papers. A number of items on the agenda papers tonight. We had a motion on notice from Deputy Mayor Groot to investigate whether we need a process to have a look at the city as a 40k zone right across the whole city and what would be involved in us doing it. So we'll get a report on, if we chose to do it, what would the process be? So, and quite a different approach to traffic management. We had a great deputation from the Broadview Tennis Club, which you'll be able to see if you watch the full version of the council meeting, talking to us about their hopes and aspirations for the future of the club and their place in the city of Prospect. And they're a really important player and one of the largest, they tell us, the largest of their type in the tennis comp. So good on them. We had a number of items regarding our planning issues and our approach to the Minister regarding our low to medium rise apartments and townhouses, where we want the Minister to really toughen up the regulations and really enforce some paramount clauses in the development plan and get away from the sort of wishy-washy language that we're all too familiar with, such as might and should and may. We want to have paramount clauses that said you must comply with the height, the bulk and scale, with the appearances, with the quality of finishes on the outside, with the landscaping provisions, and that there's no escape. We also wanted to make it really clear in the development plan that privacy must be protected for up to 45 metres from any development and minimised thereafter. Must be, not might be or should be. So there were good support for that. A lot of issues around delegations, the annual report's gone up. Pleased to say that Councillor Mark Groot has been reappointed as the Deputy Mayor for the next year, and also to congratulate Councillor Larwood for also nominating but being unsuccessful on this occasion. Two great candidates for Deputy Mayor. I'll be delighted to have either one of them, but Councillor Groot is now Deputy Mayor Groot once again. First budget review with the new projects report. If you're interested in the status of a project near you, you'll find that on page 135 on. We had the Gig City funding application where we're seeking to make a Prospect part of the Gig City project. Really exciting stuff. Master plans for George Whittle Reserve and Charles Kane or Pando Yurta Reserve, both on Churchill Road. Pretty exciting designs there. A traffic report on conditions around Edwin Avenue and Rutherglen Avenue and Galway Avenue, noting that there are issues and asking for it to be considered as a budget bid to do a more detailed study in the new year. Unanimous support for the Parklands concept plan that we've developed in partnership with the Adelaide City Council. Please check that out on page 465. Our response to the Community Engagement Charter, for those of you, is in there as well. We also considered a liquor licensing application for the Anchovy Bandit, another one of the tenants in the cinema complex, and we've simply agreed to recommend to the Commissioner exactly the same terms as we recommended for the cinema itself, and we will be doing so for anyone else that applies for a liquor licence in that complex to match our policy that's been in place for 7 years along the street. There were some update projects regarding information, including the funding report on the grants we received from the state government via that's federal money that comes via the state government, and also council member allowances and the survey work we're going to do around the Rose Street Cinema area and the other car parking in the village heart. Just keep an eye on the settling in period for the cinema and the new tenancies there. And if you were part of the Cafe 5061 free milkshake episode on the weekend, you'll notice that it can be very popular. So whilst we're hoping for popularity, we also want to make sure that we minimise the impact on the surrounding neighbourhood. Thank you very much for listening. There's so much in the agenda if you wish to have a look, including the information report, which summarises all the great work that the council staff have been doing across the city, and you'll find that on page 574 if you're interested in all the great work that's been going on. Thanks so much for listening. If you want to watch anything, look at the full version, but please make sure you look at the agenda and pick out the item of interest to you before you do so, because we didn't finish until 10:29 tonight. All the best. See you next month.